Hey, how's it going, Michael? This will be a quick demo video for you for the redo that we did on your pair of sabers that connect here at this quick disconnect. I'll show that later on to make a full staff, but we went fully removable battery and chassis. So we're going to take you over my desk. We'll take a closer look at these and then get these off in the mail to you first thing Monday. Thanks. All right, Michael. Here we've got your pair of sabers here that make a staff. You've got the quick disconnect here. So this will work the same as you're used to, right? So you just put it in there, push this back, it clamps in, locks it in, and it makes it a staff. And of course you can orientate that anyway if you want those shrouds to line up or if you want them to be opposite each other. And then of course when you want it to break it down, take this piece again, pull it back, and take this off. All right, both of these are set up the exact same way. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into detail on one of them, and then I'll just show you that the second one works. We'll just quickly walk through the second one. All right, so we'll put this one off to the side and go over this one. From the outside, we retained your green lit LED switch. One thing I noticed about how you had this wired up before is it was just as simple, like it would probably come on when the saber was on and then turn off when the saber's off. I didn't test it. I've got the chassis off to the side here that we took out. But what I did was I swapped this to the LED 234 pad, the LED 4 pad, so that it is programmable. And you'll see that it has a little bit of some visuals when the saber's off, and then it goes to a solid when the saber's on. All right. For both of your sabers, I upgraded you to the KR Sabers V4 lit connectors. So you see them down there. All right. Making sure all of your blade connections or your blade retention screws are out of the way. All right, to get to the chassis, what you want to do is just unscrew the pommel. You were asking if a retention screw is necessary. No, it is not. All right, so we'll take the pommel off. We'll go like that. The chassis will fall out into our hands, and this is what your chassis looks like right here. So it is a removable battery setup. This is a Keep Power 18650. It just has the sticker off of it. It's a protected cell. It is the exact same battery that you showed me that you have, that you got yours from the custom saber shop. They're the exact same battery. All right, snap in there nice and tight. You're not going to have any problems with that falling out. Put a little bit of greebly work on here for you. Same on both sides here. I am using a Smuggler's Outpost switch pixel PCB set. So this PCB right here lines up, and you may not be able to see it because this is a long boy. You could almost make it out there. That's a 14-pin PCB that's held in place. It doesn't come out. All right, I did some things up here to mount that to the emitter. Don't unscrew the emitter. I took it and I squeezed it down as hard as I could, so you shouldn't ever have any reason to unscrew it right here. I just didn't glue it down. All right, but that makes contact with that guy. It just says Solo Sabers over here for me. Smuggler's Outpost emblem, like I like to do right there. You've got a kill switch right here in front of the board, and then board access. So your SD card is accessible right here. Just take a pair of tweezers and pull it out, and your micro USB. You can use a 90-degree data cable, or you can use a straight one here. I would suggest using a 90-degree data cable. That's how I design all of my chassis. But that's how you get to the board. I did glue the board down because there's no need for this guy to come up. All right, so we'll come over here and flip the switch. I did upgrade both of your chassis now to 28mm Smuggler's Outpost Elite speakers, and you could take this and you could put it in anywhere you want. Anywhere you want, as long as this end goes in first. Just take it, throw it right in. All right, come over here and screw it down. The pommel is what locks the chassis in place. So as we tighten the pommel and we get all the way tight, you're going to notice that your switch lights up, just like that. So I've got your switch pulsing now when the saber's off. All right, and then when you turn on, nice and loud. You got your LEDs connectors in there lit up. This has my sound font on it for now. I know that you know how to program a Proffie V3. I went ahead and I reused the boards, but because you did not have the LED set up before where you could program it, I made a brand new config. I put my sound font on the SD card. I left all of the sound fonts that you had on it. You had a ton on there, but there's a copy of the config file on the SD card as well. So you can see what I did there. You can build from that. You can see the coding that I used for the LED switch, all that. All right, but for now, for testing purposes and to show you in the demo, these both have my sound font. All right, so power. Nice smooth swing. Your switch is solid. You got twist off. I use one of your tracks. So that's a quick double tap on the button to get your track to play. A quick double tap again to turn it off, and your switch goes back to pulsing. All right. And of course, when we want to take the chassis out, we'll unscrew the pommel again. As we loosen that pommel, you see it lost contact with the switch. So your switch is no longer powered. Dump this out into our hand, and we can just come over here and flip the kill switch, and that kills power. You can, of course, leave the battery in there until it's time to charge it. Take it out with your finger here. If you have a hard time, get you a tool like the back of a pair of tweezers or something, and pop the battery out just like that. All right, so a very simple setup. I hope it's very easy to use. Before, you had kind of a sled chassis and a bit of a issue with it breaking right here, so it kind of looks like you fixed it right there. But there was a lot of stuff going on here, and we just got away from the sled. All right, so after you're done, slide it back in. We'll put this pommel on and screw it all the way down for safekeeping. So this is the Saber that has that little nubbin on it for the quick disconnect. All right, so we're going to go over this one, and we'll go over this one a little quicker because it's set up the exact same way. All right, so same switch, same lit PCB, taking your pommel off, taking the chassis out, exact same chassis, removable battery system, spring side for the negative side of your battery. You can hear it click in there nice and tough. Same kind of greebly work. All right. Board access, SD, micro USB, kill switch. Smuggler's Outpost Elite. Throw it in there. Screw down your pommel. All right. And when we tighten the pommel up, you'll see the switch light up. There we go. So now that switch also is pulsing. I've got it on a slow pulse on and off. There it is. Power. So that your LED's fired up. One thing I failed to do is throw a blade in the last one. Sorry, I forgot all about it. But this is, of course, set up for a 1-inch diameter blade. You've got a blade retention that's in there right now, so we'll just kind of back that out. I'll just hold the blade in here for now. Hit power. They both light up a blade very well. All right, take that out. Same soundtrack on this guy. That is your soundtrack, all right? And another double press to turn it off. So we'll go ahead and take the pommel off of this guy. Lost power to the switch as we loosen it up. Throw that into our hand, flip the kill switch. You'll no longer see the green indicator light on the board. See if it was on. And then when it's off, the green indicator light is off as well. All right, and then again, coming over here, popping that battery out like that. And then we'll just slide this right into the Saber for safekeeping as well. So yeah, the pommels are what hold the chassis in place against all those pins and give you power. So when you go to lock these pommels in, make sure you give them a nice tight snug. This one can be just a tad awkward because this guy is kind of free floating. So just grab it down here where the vents are and give it a snug. All right, but that is basically how you work your set of Sabers. Let me know if you have any questions. I hope that you like the new setup, and I will get these out in the mail to you first thing Monday morning. Thanks, man.